GM, everybody. Welcome to our October Town Hall. Can't believe this is already the third last Town Hall of 2024. The year just went by for FSL and all the FSL ecosystem. So today we have a lot of things to discuss about. Welcome, Jon. Welcome, Lucas.
Hello, hello.
Jon, can you hear us?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so we've got a lot of stuff to discuss about. We've had some fabulous offline events. I'm sure you guys have all seen the images, pictures on Twitter, the runs, the marathons, the group events. Then we shall dive deeper into Give Back, which has already generated a bit of buzz, and also explain goals, challenges, and what therefore the future holds. And we are, of course, going to talk about the partnerships that we've just had and we are about to have. But first up, we've got a new member on the town hall. Our team, as usual, is crushing it. So why not have some of us come up here and speak to the community directly? Lucas, tell us a little bit about yourself to FSL folks.
Thanks for the intro, Shiti. So I've been using STEPN since February 2022, and I joined shortly after as an ambassador, one of the firsts. And since early 2023, I've been working with the FSL marketing team for full time. And I'm now proud to lead the STEPN and STEPNGO marketing team. So yeah, I'm super glad to be part of the FSL team, and I feel privileged to be working on the amazing product that are STEPN and STEPNGO.
Lovely. And it's a privilege to have you on the team. And a message to all the champions, moderators, community members, ambassadors out there that we have a lot of our team comprised of community people, and they are doing amazing work. So we're always on the lookout of brilliant people. All right, moving on. Jon, you've been all over the place. And I mean, quite literally, you've been absolutely lit this past few weeks, and you've had an amazing event with STEPNGO in Tokyo. So please do tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. I actually been pretty much on the road since July this year. So July, I went to Taipei for the Asian Blockchain Summit. So we had a few offline events. Then is Japan, the WebEx. Then I went to Singapore. So we have a whole bunch of Token 2049. We have the whole Singapore event. We have STEPN offline events. We have so many panel discussion, and I also spoke on the stage for Token 2049, talk about STEPNGO. And then I went to Japan again, so which we sponsored the marathon event at the Tokyo Olympic Stadium. Sorry, the Japanese National Stadium. So about 8,000 people attend, so it's a massive event. So it's a public holiday in Japan. So I think it's a sports day. So everybody go outside to do some sport. And the STEPN group. So we have the Japanese STEPN running group. So they have different groups. So some of them are more of the competition group, and some are more like a lecture group. And for the competition group, we scored the number 4 in the group. And also for the individual, we scored 2nd place. And it's outstanding results because there are over 300 groups and around 8,000 people participate. So it's a great result. We have a certificate, everybody had a good time. So I ran with the last groups because we have so many groups. I ran the last lap with other groups, so I did a few laps. And other than the people running, we have about 100 STEPNers running inside the stadium, and we also have about 100 STEPNers training up on the stadium. On the podium. So it's a whole day event. So we start around 8 o'clock. So the whole thing wrapped up around 6:30. So it's a pretty full on. So we have hand over some brochures. We teach people how to use STEPNGO. We give some activation codes and give back code. So roughly we get about 400 to 500 people joining our Japanese language, which is pretty good result, and also hard work for all the people working on site for the whole day. Overall, I think we have gained pretty good web exposure. We have our video played. We have our branding there. We have pretty good presence, and we also get pretty good result. And so this is pretty much the Tokyo offline event, whole day, and then we actually extended for another 2 days for a meetup at the Kyoto. So we get there by the Shinkansen, and we have also meet people around Kyoto. People from Osaka showed up, Nara and Nagoya. So people from around the Kyoto all come to our meetup, which is pretty good. We had some pretty good fish, and also we went to the restaurant that the STEPN user opened. So it's pretty good. And also we have only one kid that winning the grand prize of a sneaker. And after that, we went to the Hakata, so which is the southern part of Japan. So we tried some local food. So we tried actually the beef intestine hot pot. And we have some local farmer grow the kiwi, also pretty good. So yeah, so that's then we wrapped up the whole trip. So a 3 days full on trip, Tokyo, Kyoto, and Hakata.
That sounds so lovely. I think the whole of crypto industry is 24/7, lives virtually online, DGen, but there's just no parallel to meeting face to face. And that is something truly unique about STEPNGO, the way they bring IRL communities together. And we have some more coming up, so we'll touch upon that a bit later towards the town hall. All right, Jan, straight off the bat, I want to get started on our gift back feature. It's definitely generated a buzz. It's unique. It's an upgrade. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so the give back, the intention of the give back is really the reflection we had right after the Singapore trip. So basically, it was how can we leverage the user to give more motivations of onboarding users. So so one of the contests is from the token 2049. I've seen how the Tom minigame gained a lot of user through social sharings. So that really gave me some directions. So we have about 40 hours, full on brainstorming. Then we have the feedback system. So it is a feature that replaced the buddy system because again, if you want to give other people 2 sneakers, it's still quite pricey. So now it replaced by giving out the energy rather than the sticker itself. And when you're giving out the energy, the system will give you a trial sneaker that you can try for 3 days, meaning that you spend about 6 energy. So in this way, we are much lowering the cost to onboarding new users. And also our fundamental is the people sharing the code are not in a loss. And they also have the possibility to make something.
Fantastic. And what happens next? Can they start playing right away?
Oh, yes. So everything we make is to make the onboarding easier. So people can start right away with the give back code because they will have a system trial sneaker. So the trial sneaker will stay until the gift code expire. So if the people tried the gift code, they can earn some locked GGT and they decided to buy a sneaker. They will get the locked GGT unlocked. And then the people that share the code will get 6% of the platform fee from the people that use the gift code, right? So the whole idea is really enabling or motivate people to refer to friends. And also I post my give back code. Actually, I have, I think, 1 conversion. I think Jerry had 2. So our next step is really thinking how can we make this whole process even smoother.
Right. And then, of course, there's that important bit where the recipient gets 6% off from the first sneaker purchase and 2% on all future trades, isn't it?
Correct.
So what happens to the temporary sneaker after the 6 energy run eventually runs out?
So if the people, the person that have used a give back code didn't end up buying a sneaker, the trial sneaker will just simply disappear. And also all the lock GT also going to be disappear. And the energy or the remaining of the energy, doesn't matter what, the 6 energy will then be returned back to the give back code share. So this means the share will not lose anything. And if they get a sneaker from someone else before the code expired, the share will still get the 6% from the future first purchase, and then the 2% of all the future trade. And then the 6 energy is also returned.
Right. And what happens if there's no sneaker that is bought during the code's duration?
So basically, you will have the account back to inactive mode. If they don't buy a sneaker, then again, the lock GGT erased, 6 energy returned, and then the account will return to inactive state. And once the code expired, if they come back again, the first person that shared the code will still get the 2% from their trade.
Right. And after the 6 energy is used up and they don't grab a sneaker in time, the energy just gets returned to the original person. And the sharer still gets 2% if they trade later. Fantastic. Now, this does sound like a real win-win for both the sides. And of course, I'm part of all the brainstorming and thinking through it. So I'm aware the intention here has been to onboard more and more of the Web2 people, more and more of the people who don't have access to STEPNGO or NFTs or wallets. And how system, gift back system really helps with that. But thinking about that a little bit more, especially from the users coming from Web 2, there are still barriers, right? So yes, okay, they can come with the house system, don't need to buy the NFT, don't need a wallet. They can earn the GGT, but it still sits in their wallet. They can't really do much with that, can they, Yon?
Yeah, that's still the challenge with the Web2 onboarding because again, the on and off ramp for buying the GMT or any cryptos are still the main barriers. So we currently rely on people maybe to build up the OTC, with people that refer, but this certainly is not the way that we can scale this massively. So the payment gateway is one of the, I think, main issues we are facing, and also the main issues that we should resolve. The give back is just the first step, I think, for us to pave the road for, I think, a true Web 2.5 product. So we've been talking about this, years ago, about how can we break the barrier between the Web 2 and Web 3, right? And then, they were saying that, okay, this is Web 2.5, right? So the product that both sides could use. So I think this is one challenge we wanted to resolve, and also we are looking at to achieve, the final form of STEPN and STEPNGO.
Wow. So what does that look like in the future?
So I think we want to build the product that people don't feel it. They are using a crypto product, right? So I think once we've done that, we'll achieve it because with that in mind, we build the FSID, right? So the social login, and that's one thing we resolved with the C phrase, and now we are ongoingly resolving the gas issue, right? So we were talking about that, so we can use the GDT or GMT to pay as a gas, and then we're talking about the next move, right, is how can we finally make the product easily onboarded or on ramp or off ramp
Mm,
by
mm,
non-crypto user. So basically you have to imagine, for example, you finish your STEPNGO or STEPN, you have your GSC, you have the GGT in your wallet, and then you go out, you buy something, you buy maybe a baguette, for example, right? You buy a coffee, and with the token you just earned, doesn't matter if you earn GMT, GGT, or GST, you buy whatever the food, or you go out buy a train ticket, right? So with the token you just earned.
Wow, this is super duper huge. Jan, for anybody who's listening very closely, there is big alpha there. I'm hearing two things. One is how can we use GMT or GGT as gas? And second, which is absolutely going to be massive, is after one finishes a step and go run, how can they use the GGT to buy a coffee? What are you saying, Jan? That would be huge.
I mean, this is always the things we want to achieve, is to really build a product that's relevant to people's life. And but to achieve it, we actually have to do a lot preparation. We have to do a lot planning, and also we want to know what the community actually think about it, or actually what they actually want. Do they actually want it, and how they want it? So we want to collect some feedback or information before we moving forward. But the concept, not only that this is a you know this is the product that I think we built STEPN, right? So back then, right, 2 years ago, we built STEPN. That's when it's truly revolutionary, right? So we built the marketplace, DEX, the product, the NFT, everything to one product, right? Before that, actually have like 4 different products. And now we're looking at STEPNGO. We also want to build STEPNGO as a revolutionary product. Then we really need to break the barrier, or even blur the barrier between the Web2 and 3, right? So how the Web2 people can maybe use, we've seen the Jupiter, right? They did the Apple Pay to buy Soul. So that's on-ramp. Actually, it wasn't difficult. But the most difficult part in the whole Web3 space, one of the most difficult part in the whole Web3 space, is the off-ramp part. How can you spend the crypto? And also, because not only that we can, if we achieve it, we will be able to having so much, I think, marketing content. People could just make videos that they go out running for half an hour, then go out and pay for their lunch. This will be a tremendous, I think, attractive advertising, right, for all of our products. Not only that, you will bring people to use more STEPNGO, Door, and our payment product, for example. It will enable, I think, the final onboarding of the Web2 people, because they can they never seen this one before. They never seen, maybe the best thing they used before would be the spec one, right? But you can't pay things with spec one. So now you can pay things with GGT. Actually use the product. So actually using the token in the Web2 world. So, and also this will be extremely beneficial, I think, for the whole ecosystem, because when Web2 people onboarding, then they need to spend everything upfront, right? They need to buy a sneaker, they need to have their energy, so on and so forth. So it will create, I think, a much robust ecosystem for us.
Right. So this is now a call to everybody who's tuned into this town hall, or everybody who has ever played STEPN or STEPNGO or any FSL product. This is a call to everybody to tell us what they think of this idea. Imagine using STEPNGO, earning some GGT, and using that GGT to pay for your baguette, for your coffee, for your train ticket, for anything. So we'd love to hear from you. Lucas, what are you thinking? Are you going to be buying a baguette?
I'm going to buy tons of baguettes with that feature. I'm pretty sure I'll do that. That sounds like a very cool idea, and I can't wait to see the feedback from the community because it makes sense from the product side of things, but hearing from the users' feedback is definitely a must in that case. So looking forward to that.
Fantastic. Well, Jan, lots of alpha there, I believe. Probably a bit more than we were wanting to share, but I think it's really good to be able to share the kernel of the idea behind more adoption, behind more onboarding. Let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about a few partnerships that we've had. Lucas, we just concluded the Adidas second phase. And frankly, it is absolutely pride and honor that a brand like Adidas has not engaged with us in just one-off partnership, but it's a continued collaboration after STEPN, now with STEPNGO. Shall we talk a little bit more about this partnership? Throw some stats at us.
Sure. Yeah, like you said, it's not only the first partnership with STEPNGO and Adidas, but we already did 1,000 Genesis with STEPN. So the last leg of the partnership was, like you said, 1,000 Genesis sneakers on STEPNGO with this time brand new designs that were created by Adidas and improved and inspired by the first ones and improved to match the STEPNGO futuristic style. And they were, as in the first part of the partnership, inspired by the most popular physical shoes by Adidas, like the Supernova, the Ultra Boosts, and much more. So they were really cool designs and raffled on more. And the raffle broke all previous records. So this time we were nearly at 300 million GMT, which is like crazy numbers if you think about it. Just to give a little bit of context, the cumulative amount of GMT locked for the STEPN partnerships this year is just a little over 300 million GMT. So with one single partnership on STEPNGO, we almost locked more GMT than with STEPN since the start of the year. So it's crazy amount of hype, and it shows in the social media posts. We've seen a lot of engagement from the community, being proud to rock the Adidas sneakers. So it's very encouraging to see that kind of results from partnerships, and especially for us and for the partners as well.
Those are definitely impressive numbers, but we have our community to thank for that. So a heartfelt gratitude and thank you to all our users, all our community members who always egg us to do more and who always cheer for us and root for us when we are able to crack such partnership. And with Adidas, of course, we have not just stopped at one. We have continued with second. Lucas, are we in a position to share more on what's coming next? And you've been a critical member of team in executing these partnerships, so would love to hear your own words about this.
Yeah, like you said, it's been a lot of work, a lot of pressure, a lot of positive pressure to keep on delivering on such partnerships. And it's crazy to think that STEPNGO is just 4 months old, and we have already did some partnerships with G-Shock, with Adidas, and with Snoop Dogg. We'll talk about it a bit later, but crazy to think about those big names with a product that's this young. So it's thanks to the amazing product design and the S-tier marketing team that has been creating those campaigns for the partnerships. And it's very encouraging for the future. As for Adidas, I'd love to be able to share more about the future. There's definitely more coming, but I'm not sure I can say much more. I'll get grounded by Jerry afterwards.
All right, so we'll talk about it perhaps in the next town hall. You mentioned Snoop, and I've seen some lovely designs, some really innovative social raffle. So let's shed some light on that.
Sure. Yeah, it's been super impressive to be able to work with Snoop and his team. Definitely one of the most iconic rappers, if I may say. He sold tens of millions of albums, and I'm also personally a big fan. Like you said, it was a lot of fun brainstorming the new raffle mechanics, which is a first for us. So we are experimenting, and also very interesting to brainstorm on the sneaker designs. We definitely spent a good amount of time to make the best designs possible, and kudos to the design team as well for that.
And now we have this new raffle going on Twitter. This is the first time we have actually split the sneakers. There are in total 800 sneakers, and 400 of them are being actually given away through social media. So where people can post their run shots and get whitelisted for 10,000 GMT or more. So tell us a little bit more about that and what's the thinking behind.
Yes, of course. Yeah, we wanted to try something new and also very engaging for the users. So the goal was to engage the audience on social medias with a big focus on making sure we are getting a lot of attention about the partnership on Twitter. So we wanted basically people to talk about the partnership and to get involved. So that was the thinking behind it. It was important for us to also give priority to the STEPNGO users and make them feel rewarded. So the cool twist is that people have to run to participate into the raffle on Twitter. So they basically have to complete a run and share it with a special Snoop Dogg page on Twitter to join the raffle.
Fantastic. So this way we make sure that a dedicated portion of sneakers are allocated to only people who use Step and Go, who are actual runners and users. Wonderful. Today's the second day of the raffle. Should we do a quick roundup on brass tacks, the mechanics of raffle?
Sure. So like you said, we split the sneaker pool into two raffles. The first one being on Twitter, on X, like we just discussed. And the other part will be on More. As usual, we'll do a classic raffle mint on More from the 4th to the 7th. And as for X, like you said, we started the raffle yesterday, and we will not give away, but we will allocate 100 sneakers to win every day. So the prize is the right to claim the sneaker for the cost of the ticket of the raffle. So you don't get the free sneaker, but you get the right to get a guaranteed win. And the cool part is also that the guests on Step and Go or the gift bag recipients can enter. People can also enter if they don't have any sneakers, so they just have to run even if they don't have energy, as long as they share their run on Twitter, then they can enter.
Okay, wonderful. Now I want to talk a little bit about STEPN OG. We have some cool partnership lined for STEPN OG. Are we in a position to share about that or too early?
Trying hard for the alpha today. The only thing I can tell now is that it will be indeed for Step Energy. It will be about breaking records.
Okay.
So we need the support from everyone from the community for this one, and we'll keep you posted on that.
All right. So for those who are reading between the lines, the clue lies in record-breaking partnership. All right, we shall talk about on that as well more later. Of course, we concluded just now the step number 3 event with an awesome prize pool, and we're now about to announce the scary Halloween event. Jon, do you want to shed some light on that?
Yes. So it will be about summoning a Frankenstein monster in a very STEPN way. So I think we'll make an announcement very soon. So yeah, standing by and stay tuned.
Nice. Our Halloween promotions have always gone down really well with the community, and our team puts their heart and soul into making some things delightful. Once again, thank you to all the Stepners, all the OG Stepners, for making step number 3 so delightful and successful and with your own touching stories. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy this Halloween surprise as well. Now, I want to address an issue that the OG community has brought up recently, which has been about the utility of the resilience gems. We are fully aware that we have experienced a delay on that, and I'd like to acknowledge and apologize for that. But we would like to assure that it's still in the work. and I know how eager you are to hear more about it. But we've got a plan for STEPNOG as well, and there are some updates that are going to come in the later half of Q4. So towards the end of November, we should be in a position, once we have unveiled the new partnership, along with some product updates, to discuss about ResGens as well. So please do stay tuned, and we will keep you updated. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about the code. Before we move on, the listeners are waiting for an activation code. Lucas, would you like to do the honors?
Oh, yes, indeed, I can do that. So the first code for this town hall will be small n, capital R, 6, small s, capital E, and 4. So that's a small n, capital R, 6, small s, capital E, and 4. I'll write it in the chat.
Perfect. Well, thanks. There's another, coming back to the IRL events. There's a STEPNer, Nell, who attempted the world record, though unfortunately he didn't achieve that, but there are significant milestones that we can talk about that. Lucas, should we quickly touch upon that so community is energized about all the work that STEPNers are doing across?
Oh, yes, he's been doing a crazy attempt. So he attempted to break the record for the fastest person to run across the US. That means he had to run an insane 73 miles every day for 42 days straight. So the total would be over 3,000 miles to run across the US.
73 miles is an unreal number, and we are well aware that he's working and raising funds for Wounded Warriors program. This is why we chose to support him through the entire journey. Lucas, a little bit more on him before we move on.
Yeah, sure. So he started his run on September 8th. And he hit a huge milestone. So he passed the 2,000 mile mark on the 31st day of his attempt. So he averaged about 66 miles per day, which is crazy. It's around 120 kilometers per day, for reference. So each week he has been increasing his mileage, which is, like I said, is insane. He also had some setback, of course. Tendinitis was one of them. A few minor injuries. When you run that much, it's to be expected, given the intensity of the challenge. And he now has finished his challenge. So as a symbol, he poured some water from San Francisco into the Atlantic in New York City. So like we were saying, unfortunately, he didn't break the record. He was close to it. So he completed the challenge in 46 days and 17 hours and arrived last week on October 25th. So he ranked in the 3rd position. And like, as a runner myself, I can't even imagine running 120 kilometers in my life. So doing that every day for 46 days in a row is like a crazy achievement, and it doesn't at all decrease the importance of the record, especially because he was doing it for a great cause. We also saw some people in New York City that rallied behind him and cheering him on the way to the finish line. So it was a crazy attempt and definitely a great achievement that we supported from STEPN.
We absolutely salute the spirit of Nell, which is also symbolic of all the efforts that all STEPNers put behind running across the world. This is what STEPN was all about. And thank you for realizing that mission and dream. Keeping in line with all the IRL events that are happening all over the world, I want to give a shout out to all our champions there and call out a few ones that are coming up. We've got one by STEPN Ultra Runner on 1st of November. Then we've got in Turkey on November 3, in Romania, in Bucharest by Siosilv, and then we've got 13th of November by Dr. Aksinov and Elena and Tatiana. And then we've got one coming on 23rd of November in Vietnam by Fire Launcher and Trong. And then to wrap up the year on 23rd of November in Brazil. we will be publishing details and particulars of these. So yeah, you please stay tuned, and if possible, join the STEPN and STEPNGO events across the world. And before we move on to the last section of Town Hall, which are the community questions, and personally my favorite section, Jan, do you want to do the honor and drop the final code for everybody, please?
Okay, is lowercase r and capital A, number 2, lowercase I, capital T, number 4. So repeat again, it's R, A for alpha, 2, I, T, 4. A and T are in capital.
Thank you so much, Jan. Now, it's also the time to reveal the Galaxy password. For those who've been waiting, thank you so much for that. The password is pumpkin, all lowercase, PUMPKIN, pumpkin. Right, Jan, you ready to brace for the community questions?
Of course.
Lovely. So let's start with the topic that has been buzzing all about, and that is gift bag. You talked about the thinking behind it, about what the future holds with onboarding efforts of off-ramp. But do you want to talk a little bit about the output? How has actually the gift bag system gone? Has it been to our expectations?
I think it's going as expected. So roughly we have added about a few hundred users bought the sneakers through the giveback system. So this is the tool we built to facilitate onboarding. So we now have two onboarding tools. One is the guest, the house system with the host and guest, which you can invite. That's more like a family and close friend. And also we have the gift bag, which are more for friends or stranger friends, that type of spectrum. So the next thing we're working on is really how we can have enough motivations for people to onboarding, for example, right? So they can tell their friends, say, hey, how about using this activation code or the give back code, which in the future, you can give a run every day and then you pay for your own food. So that could be a very strong, I think, punchline or elevator pitch for people from Web2, because now you're talking to them, they say, okay, why, right? So I understand, but how this is relevant to me. But in the future, it will be relevant to the Web2 user. And by providing them the tool for on-off ramp, we'll be able to offering a more holistic, vertical and whole new experience, right? So this is nothing new, I think, for the crypto people now, but it's certainly very, very new for the Web2 people.
Fair. The second question relates to the OG sneakers that we have in STEPN. People want to know if there will be a STEPNGO release also of OG sneakers.
Currently, we are not have any plan, but certainly we could come up with something. But again, there's no plan. We are actually all quite busy building a whole bunch of other stuff. So this is not on our priority list.
Okay. When is the minting restriction between left and right sneakers scheduled to be implemented?
We are looking at, because last time we said we will wait until everybody have a few sneakers until reinstate this, and we look at the mint quota. I think before the year end, we will reinstate these left and right sneakers and also revise the cost of the mint quota.
All right. Are we going to be able to collect more stickers to fill the missing ones in sticker collection? Somebody asks.
You have all the opportunity when it was possible. So I mean, it will be no fair for people that participate, getting the full collection. So there will be no, you cannot get stickers. And we are looking at do something with the sticker very quickly, very soon.
Oh, cool. So something coming up with stickers as well. All right. Lovely to see questions about Morchi as well. It's another game from FSL on More. So the question is, will Morchi Achievement NFT play some role further in STEPNGO?
I think we are not saying no. I think that would be the answer. But currently, there's no plan. I mean, we always run something, right? So internally. So we are not rejecting the idea. But again, as we are having a pretty full schedule on building stuff, so this could be discussed.
Ooh. All right. So, will it be possible in future to upgrade Genesis sneakers from common to uncommon?
Yes. So this is being discussed, and this is we have planned for this.
All right. So on the roadmap, is there any benefit to increasing the total mileage of house?
It's really hard to define define the benefit. What is the benefit? Is it financial benefit or social benefit? So we will try to not give financial benefit. But we also want to acknowledge that increasing the total mileage will be beneficial. So, this is sort of the things we have to juggle. So this is a work in progress. We are looking at the house system. This is, I think, the biggest social feature we built. So we certainly will need to make the house more features available.
Cool. During the earlier question, you mentioned there might be something coming up for stickers that people collected. There's a few more questions around what people can do with that.
We will provide something very soon. Yes, we will provide something
Okay.
very soon. Yeah.
Okay, so something down the line. All right, we always wrap up the user questions with a funny one. So this one's for you, Yon. Which Halloween monster is your favorite?
I actually have to go through what are the monsters available. So I Googled it. I think the Grim Reaper is one of my favorites. I
Grim
actually
Reaper.
used to have I used to have the Reaper, the actual Reaper, right? When they are actually
Right.
using to cut grasses. I have
Mhm.
antique Reaper in my old house. Bought it from the farmer. I think over 10 years ago, actually.
Wow. Okay. For those of you listening and meeting Yon events, Yon has some of the most esoteric tastes and passions. So it's always fascinating to learn about his collections, whether it's from Harry Potter or Reaper or whatever. So still learning about you. All right. That was a fun one. Lots of alpha being dropped in between lines, whether on our off-ramp ideas or on our partnerships. So I hope you enjoyed that. Any wrap-up comments from Yon, Lucas?
Lucas?
Okay. Well, thanks for the invite. I was honored to be part of the town hall and looking forward to the next one. And also a big shout out to all the baguettes listening to the town hall.
Awesome. I think for me, I think now it's in the working mode. So I've been traveling for 3 months, and we are now going back of planning and building, and also stay tuned for some of the interesting update coming up.
All right. I wish very happy Halloween and to everybody a very festive season that is coming up. And looking forward to all the updates that we at FSL will be rolling out in these last 2 months. And thank you as always for your continued support, and see you maybe at one of the champion events coming up. All right. Have a good Tuesday and month ahead. See you later. Bye bye.
So guys.